Heck, I've been working hard, and we're doing it again. Yeah, we're doing another Happy Friday. That's right, Friday, November 8th, 2024. My name's Kevin Badstone. I'm excited to be here with you. I'm ready for the weekend. It's just been a long week, folks, and I'm going to need a little bit of rest. I think everybody's glad the election's over, so let's have some fun. My name is Kevin Badstone. Joining me across the couch, my man, Arthur, the Who Cares movement, Raw.
Hey, the Who Cares movement is strong. Happy Friday, America. Super excited to bring this one in. And you know what? We might hit you with the lightning round. So today in history, November 8th, starting off 1731 in Philadelphia, Benjamin Franklin creates the first ever library in the North American colonies, and they call it the Library Company of Philadelphia. Keeping education alive there. 1864, we're going to keep it a little bit, there's a lot of voting happening around this time. Go figure. Abraham Lincoln is elected for his second term as the American president.
Love it.
That's a good one. And then we're moving a little sciencey here. 1895, a guy in Germany, Wilhelm Röntgen, produces and detects electromagnetic radiation in wavelength range, today known as the X-ray. So the X-ray was discovered, or X-ray fields were discovered in 1895. Moving up to 1910, a little bit more recent, first Washington state election in which women could vote. So that's definitely a big deal. And I got a bonus. It's been a minute. I got to bring it back. I got a piece of nuke news, baby. So, 1957, Great Britain performs an atmospheric nuclear test at Christmas Tree Island, which, if you wanted to take a guess where Christmas Tree Island is...
Is that what they call it, Christmas Tree Island?
Oh, it's called Christmas Island.
Oh, okay.
Christmas Island. Sure. Sorry, I'm always thinking about trees. But so Christmas Island, which you would think is like near the North Pole or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's actually near Indonesia and is the territory of Australia.
I'm going to take a look at that on my map when we're done with this. But that's great. That was a great lineup for Today in History. A lot going on. And look, there's going to be a lot more going on in the future for Today in History. Let's keep it moving.
So.
I got an interesting article here. I don't know much about mosquitoes, but I learned a little bit after reading this. I would encourage folks to read it on their own. There's a lot of information here. So a couple of scientists decided, hey, how do we stop, yellow fever and Zika and some of those things that happen, they're transmitted by mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. And so they started playing around with the genetics of the male mosquito, because male mosquitoes they find their mate, they do their sex with the females by sound. They listen to the decibels coming off their wings, and so
that's like how they're attracted to the females.
That's exactly how they're like, oh, that's
by frequency, wave,
decibels, sound. They're like, I don't like that sound. I'm not mating with that one. So these guys took a deep dive into it, and they found a protein in the mosquitoes called TRPVA, and that's the essential protein for hearing these mosquitoes.
Okay,
right. So basically, with a little bit of genetic modification, I don't really know what that looks like. They found some deaf mosquitoes. Or they have created deaf mosquitoes.
And now
they're really not able to do mating. It's quite interesting.
But what if that's just like a side effect of the tampering that they did?
It could be. I mean, it could be a side effect of it. I mean, how can you really determine if the mosquito can hear or not? I'm not sure if there's a way to figure that out. That'd be a question for Jake, I think.
So Jake is a solid lad. Check out the last episode of Discussion Combustion. But what I think they should do, instead of genetically modifying these mosquitoes, is just put speakers in the jungle.
Let's crank it up, baby.
Play that audio wave, maybe, because you know how they have like the noise canceling headphones. So it plays the same audio to remove the audio. What if we could play the same noise or opposite frequency that the female mosquitoes make throughout the jungles, play that noise, and then it eliminates the male's capability to hear the female mosquito noise.
There's definitely a lot to it, but that is a good idea. Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Yeah, and then you're not in here like, I know people love cloning things since the 1990s, but can we just like leave genetics alone?
Let's leave it alone. There's certain things you got to leave alone. If you're out there on the run, you just might get caught.
Hey, and then you also might be so idiotic that you fall through a ceiling while marshals are looking for you. So a serious subject, obviously, is this person was on the run for getting in trouble with murder and being a suspect in a murder case. So definitely that's a serious thing, but it's kind of comical how he falls into the law's hands. So he's on the run for months. U.S. Marshals are looking for this guy. There was 3 people total involved in this. 2 of them were already caught. 1 person was murdered in this. Another was injured. 2 people were caught. There was a 3rd on the run. The Marshals are hunting them down. They track down to this one building, right? And while they're looking through this building, the guy literally falls through the ceiling like into the room with the marshals. He's not injured at all. Like they apprehend him, but he literally was hiding in the attic and fell into the lap of the law.
I mean, that's pretty wild. That's instant karma at its best.
It really
I've
is.
ever seen. I mean, I've seen like other instant karma stories when people do something and then they immediately get it in return. You're running from the law. You did murder. You're falling right in. He fell right into the custody.
Yep, and I guess the whole point with that one, if we want to wrap it up in a nice bow, is everything that we do in this life has a consequence. Just like if you try to cut corners and you don't check all the boxes that you know you need to check, then problems will happen, and sometimes it comes around really quick.
Stay tightened up, America. You might have to work just a little bit harder. All right, we're going to the Philippines for my random records this week. This thing's wild. Scroll down, click the picture of it. They built a massive hotel in the shape of a chicken.
Okay.
Or, a hen, if
Where?
you will.
Where are they building this thing?
It's in the Philippines. It
Oh,
stands,
you just said that. My bad. That's my bad.
it stands 114 feet and 7 inches tall.
Okay.
It looks pretty cool. So it's got 15 air-conditioned rooms in it, but they didn't really build it for that purpose. They're expensive, I think. I'm going to look into how much it would be to stay
I'm saying
there.
over like 1,500.
A night?
It's just up. It's up there.
It's going to be pretty
For
expensive.
like the weekend, it's gonna be like 1,500.
And I bet you it's booked way out because everyone wants. Because now it's a tourist attraction. Now that it's won this Guinness Book of World Record for being the largest chicken structure.
A turnist attraction?
Yeah, tourist.
A turnist?
No, not turnist. Tourist.
A tourist?
Tourist. A tourist attraction. What's it called?
A turnist?
I don't know what it's called.
I'm fucking
A place that people go that have accolades, right? Is a tourist trap.
A tourist attraction.
Tourism.
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 Are we
right?
talking tortoises?
I don't know what we're talking at this point, but all I know is my random records say it's the biggest chicken constructed in the damn world. You can stay in this thing. Art, what part of the chicken are you staying in?
Hey, I'm just happy that all the 15 rooms have air conditioned, and I'm a thigh guy. I'm going for that dark meat. Put me in the thigh, baby.
I'll take somewhere towards the rear, like where the eggs come out or something.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
fitting. That's fitting.
We got a lot to get to. All right, let's keep it moving. The Would You Rather from last week, we're checking in. We asked the viewers, would you rather live in a place with consistent weather or a place like here where it's 80 and then it snows?
Like Colorado.
Yeah, basically that's what it is.
And we both chose all 4 seasons.
I know. I chose the consistent
Oh,
weather.
you chose the consistent weather. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's things I like about the 4 seasons. I grew up in it. But 67% of America says, I want that consistent hit.
Okay.
Give me that 75 nice, sunshiny day.
Hey, that sounds fun. I can't go with you on that, America. I like the seasons changing gets me excited. But thank you for participating and proving Kevin right on last week's Would You Rather. So this week's Would You Rather has to do a little bit with character. So let's say that you are a person of influence. Your voice is heard in the public. Would you rather speak the truth and not get any media support? So like your videos get throttled, they don't get any sort of support, anything like that. Or would you rather endorse something that you don't believe in and have immense success?
You know me. I'm taking the truth, baby. Give me the truth. Been a podcaster for 5.5 years. I've been silenced, but I believe in the mission. There probably is some benefits to taking maybe going along. It would depend on what it is.
Yeah.
On what you're not against or what you're not for. What are they forcing you to have to push out there as propaganda, if you will, that you don't get behind?
Yeah, if it was something that wasn't going to hold people down and make people's lives harder, then maybe I'll tell that white lie.
It just depends.
In previous thoughts, I was going to stick with the truth and not get the media support. But hey, right now is the present. And if it's a white lie that's not hurting anyone, I'm going to go ahead and go with the narrative and have immense success.
All right. He's going to go that way. As one of my favorite Godsmack song is Speak the Truth, baby.
Hey, what do you think, America? Definitely appreciate that there. And all the participation. So you have a very rare case coming up.
This is pretty wild here. There's a lot to unpack. No pun intended. This is a cool situation. So a couple of UK students that were doing cadaver body overlooking. What would you? I don't know what you'd call that.
They are cadavers.
The body's a cadaver, right?
They're cadavering.
They're doing cadavering.
No, that's not the right word.
That's what I'm going to call it.
Okay,
because that would fit my vocabulary.
Cadavering.
They're doing cadavering,
Uh-huh.
and what they found with this cadaver that came in, the man had 3 penises. Okay, not 1, not 2, 3 penises. Based on what I've read through this and on this massive article, he's got one that works normally, has normal functions, and then there's some deformities in that area.
Okay.
There's like maybe kind of one hanging off this side, and there's something coming over here. I don't think it's like 3 symmetrical penises.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it. I'm not really sure I want to see it. It's crazy. Only 100 cases in 400 years of this, and they call it triphalia art. That's what they call it when you have 3 penile shafts.
That's very interesting. I'm surprised that this guy waited until he died. Like,
well, we don't know. Maybe he did tell someone.
Well, then it wasn't a case though. Like they didn't know until he was dead.
Maybe he was embarrassed and was like, I'm keeping this to myself.
So my question is, because I'm going there, was he using this thing regularly, or was he in his own head about it and put it on the bench?
It's going to depend on if it had normal functionality.
Yeah.
Being that there's some deformities in that area, there might have been, maybe it didn't work.
Maybe
properly.
It could have been painful or something.
Yeah, and I believe the body came from a part of the country that's a little, less fortunate. So, his medical care probably wasn't as good, and he probably just said, this is just something I'm going to keep to myself.
Yeah, but okay, so like if you're a young male, like in your 20s, and you just chop off the extras, sure, it's a big pocket expense right there, but then you got 60 years. With your thing going, or like obviously he didn't do that, so was it being like, that's my question, and it will be unanswered.
Yeah, there's a lot of unanswered questions here, but there's also a lot to learn, and that's the fact that you can have 3 penises. I really, when I started this day today and jumped on a Happy Friday, it's not something I ever thought about, and now I know that there's people out there that have 3 penises, and do what you will with that information.
Yeah, no, it is interesting, and I wonder if they have like a place dedicated to the 400.
I would hope they do. What do we got next, Art? We got some solid lad work happening.
A solid lad work happening indeed. So, have you ever been a gardener and then got called to West Africa to fulfill your duty in being a tribe leader, a king of West Africa? Well, this happened. Okay, so we got this guy that his uncle passed away, and he was actually the descendant to be the leader of a tribe in Africa. So he was a gardener in Canada. He lived. You're killing me right now, Kev. He was
what's going off the rails.
He was a gardener in Canada, and when he got this news that his uncle had passed, and now he's the rightful heir. And what's crazy about Okay.
It's been a long week. We're just a little overtired. That's all. Let's bring it back.
This is good. It's always fun. Okay, so all right, media mode, Arthur. All right, so the solid lad Eric Manu, he is actually of royal blood. Okay, so he goes to Africa to fulfill his duty. There's 6,000 people that are counting on him there. The first.
I can't get it together.
All right.
It's a first.
All right. So he goes there to fulfill his duties, and the person that owned the gardening company that he Okay.
We might have to do some edits.
That's okay.
All right, let's get it together.
All right.
I don't know what's so funny.
All right, so he goes to Africa to fulfill his duties, and they bring a care package back with him originally. He's out there in Africa, and unfortunately, these 6,000 people that he is now the king of are living in dire circumstances. So there's this huge need for medical supplies. They only have like a midwife, a couple nurses that are working there. This is so inappropriate for the story. And so what he did is he left royalty. He's going to go back to West Africa, but he went back to Canada to continue to work as a gardener. And this is actually to raise money to help out with the medical situation down there. So once he returns to West Africa, he will have a huge care package for them, and not similar to the 3 packages in the last article. So that's what's going on with this article. Eric Manu, solid lad. Same with the gal. What was her name? Suzanne Watson was the owner of the gardening company. They're both working to help this African tribe. And that's just a crazy story, and we had a burst of laughter there. It was hilarious for some reason. What happened to you over there, Kevin?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
I completely lost it. I couldn't get it together. But what I'll say is I like it. The foundation is called To the Moon and Back, right? This guy's putting in the work, taking care of the community back home. I love that we can highlight some good news each week.
It is. And just... this guy had a kid and a wife prior to this, and then now he's taking on responsibility for 6,000 people. And I'm really hoping that with what he's doing and the energy he's bringing is going to help transform this tribe and have a brighter future for everyone out there.
Incredible story. I would encourage people to go ahead and read that article, because I think I botched it pretty badly laughing from the previous one. But let's keep it moving. It's movie season. It's getting cold outside. Days of Thunder, baby. It's one of my favorites. Art, I know you watched it with me after the Daytona 500 a couple years ago. Tom Cruise is a solid lad. He did Top Gun in 1989, I believe it was. It got overshadowed, the original, because everyone was kind of putting their money into that part of the cinema. Days of Thunder 2, baby. It's been confirmed. Super early, though. We don't even know who the cast is, but we do know Tom Cruise is on board. They got the budget. Is it going to be NASCAR? I hope so. It could be F1. I don't know which way they're going to go. It's going to be a racing movie. And just think about, Ford versus Ferrari, Gran Turismo, all Fast and Furious. Racing movies are super exciting. And I'm super excited for this announcement.
They are. This is an exciting announcement. I am a fan of Tom Cruise as far as media and movies go. I don't really get into people's personal lives, but he's always done his own stunts. Solid work with all that. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I've seen some great racing movies recently, and like the ones you just listed, my favorite of those is not the old Daytona one or Days of Thunder. It's the Gran Turismo movie.
So epic.
That one was awesome. I almost just cried laughing, but I cried for motivation when I left that movie.
Yeah, no, racing movies are super exciting. I mean, any real sports competition, and biopics are fun too, but like Days of Thunder is not really a biopic. It's more of just like a NASCAR story. Super cool. And Tom Cruise crushes it. He's a fantastic actor. I love him in Collateral. Mission Impossible, maybe the first one. But I like it. I'm excited about it. What do you got going on this weekend, Art?
Man, this weekend I am taking it easy, and I am going to do some deep cleaning.
Nice.
If you get a nice deep clean in, like I've been trying to take it slow recently from going fast all the time. So a way to keep sanity, because I'm doing more screen time, which we all know is unhealthy, I do at least like one chore a day. And if you do it, try to do it right, so then it comes out really good. What do you got going on?
Well, if you're looking for something fun to do, you and the pals are hanging out, you got to the election, everyone can stop yelling at each other. You go, hey, man, why don't you come over to the house? We can do a music video theater night. Everyone picks a music video. You get it in a big old queue. You have a little ganja, a little drink, if that's what you do, and you go through it, and you have fun with it.
I think that's fun. When organized, we've done that freestyle kind of status where we just throw stuff in.
That's always a good
time. Just listening to music, hanging out, chit-chatting, having a good time.
One of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. Let's put the phones down and stuff, and let's make a good homemade meal.
Oh, yeah. Let's cook some homemade.
Weekend.
Look, we're in like chili season. Roast. I did that Mississippi pot roast last week. I love just good, hearty, cold weather food. Fill your tummy up. Get a little cozy. Yum Yum, get you some.
Yeah, and I really think that if I'm going to start cooking, I just need to start watching those cooking videos and get some good ideas. Because I can't ever think of what to make and like how to put these ingredients together, so I just need some help with that.
You've seen, through all the years of me doing podcasts, we had the chefs on, and then I started watching the videos. I didn't know shit about shit, and I still don't really, but they're super inspirational. Like, it gives you ideas, get creative with things. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. And then, of course, prepare your privates for intimacy. Because, first of all, it feels nice to be well kept and clean haircut, keep it fresh, keep it straight. Even if you're not doing anything, it's nice to keep everything clean. And then, hey, if a immaculate moment arises for intimacy, then you're confident and good to go for that.
I wonder if you with Trifally, if that's a possibility. I don't know. I'm not sure what that lad did. Hopefully he kept it clean. That's all we can do. Control what we can control. And I'll tell you what, for 4 drivers, they control their destiny to the NASCAR championship this Sunday. It's on, serious. Baby. It is on. This is it. This is what we raced all year for. It all comes down to Phoenix, Arizona. Love the racetrack. Love the city. Love the weather down there. It's perfect time of year to go out for a race. Truck Championship tonight, Xfinity Championship tomorrow, Cup on Sunday, and I'm going to call it right now, Art. We'll obviously get more on my Match the Gas Monday nights, me and Jeff Davis. Be sure to tune in over there. I'm calling it. Ryan Blaney's our champion.
Okay, he's saying it here. You heard it first. Happy Friday, America. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Happy Friday USA, or on Twitter/X, Happy Fry USA. Send us an email, happyfridaymerica@gmail.com. Let's bring in the weekend.